Parent ice activity rattles Keene. Keene, New Hampshire schedules public meeting to address the ice activity. If it'll play.
The city of Keene, New Hampshire will be holding a public meeting next week after they say there was ice activity in the city just yesterday.
Mayor Jay Kahn says that he realizes the situation may raise some fear in the community, but he doesn't believe that the city police department was involved in this. The mayor has called the city council to hold a workshop this coming Monday, August 17th, to talk about that ice activity. That meeting starts at 6 p.m.
Yeah. As some other people have pointed out, calling a meeting the week after or like a week and a half later is not really, doesn't seem like you think it's any sort of emergency or anything. But this is some footage of people going by the ICE officers and such as well. I believe it was I'm not 100% on this. I haven't to fact check this, but I've heard in comment section that like the Troy Police Department has been doing this type of thing as well. Well, we do have confirmation that they are signed up to that program or whatever.
Right. Yeah, and we can go over that. So this is what we're looking at right now is a map. We can actually post the link down in the description of the video at the end of this when we're through the stream, or if we have a mod that's able to do that, that would be, delightful. But this is an article on NHPR, and with this little interactive map that will help you understand what particular police entities are engaged in this 287G program.
Yeah.
Or agreement.
Which state is police, local police, county sheriff, different sections here.
Yeah. Yeah, and those are arms of police that are have an agreement, an ongoing agreement with ICE to act essentially as ICE.
It's like ICE enforcement officers, basically.
Right.
As far as I know, it's like it's like an extra stipend to the department as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So it's probably just like helpful for people to understand the degree to which local law enforcement is a party to this incredibly fascistic I don't think calling them Gestapo is incorrect. It basically functions in exactly the same kind of way.
Right.
And you'd think that what is it, like 80 some odd billion would be enough of a fucking budget for them to just do their own goddamn thing. But no, we do need to have local taxpayer dollars pay that are paying the salaries of police officers to subsidize this as well. So I would be genuinely curious to know what the added up amount of dollars after that is, because I would imagine it's a lot fucking higher.
Right.
Because it's not like cops get paid little.
Yeah.
And a big part of Kelly Ayotte receiving certain endorsements was that or like working with certain arms of the libertarian wing of the state house was to be able to lock down. Jason Osborne helped her lock down pension funding for the police union.
Yeah.
But this is like, this is fucked up shit, guys. Like, and it's really hard to like expand more on it
Well,
than that.
and
'Cause
also
it's so
all these police departments that are focusing on this you know, immigration crackdown right now. That means there are real crimes being unsolved. Like they're not, you know, stuff is being pushed off to the side. Like with like the FBI and everything, like they've moved their focus away from like finding actual like terrorist groups, like Proud Boys type shit, like the neo-Nazi like movements like throughout the country, and they're focusing on like people like us that are, you know, just like leftists and shit,
right.
and immigration shit, and it's just like a bunch of like superfluous stuff that doesn't matter, like as like, you know, in relation to, you know, the hundreds of thousands of like rape kits that are going untested, and like these, you know, different actual severe cases that are not being investigated into. But this was from the morning of that people spotting them in Keene. 3 unmarked vehicles, one with police lights, stopped near a roofing contractor's van. Men who were not in uniform but were wearing police vests questioned a young man. A video taken by a passerby, and well, actually, hold on, let me just stop right there. This is another problem with, you know, ICE just not adhering to any sort of dress code, is that anyone can go out and go, you know, go on to Amazon, go to an Army Navy store, buy a vest and buy a patch that says ICE on it. And people are already getting kidnapped, and it's insane that they're working like this. A video taken by a passerby appears to show an ICE agent restraining the man against the car. The agents left the Franklin Street around 7 a.m. Local advocates said ICE made a similar appearance on Saturday, also in East Keene. What appeared to be several immigration agents in each of 2 large black vans were visible later this morning in a parking lot at the Keene police station on Marlborough Street. Keene police escorted one of those vehicles into a police-only parking area. So that right there kind of goes against the whole, like, we're not working with them statement. Like, the other was seen heading west on Marlborough Street and onto Main Street before making a prohibited entry into the main Marlborough-Winchester Streets roundabout from the northbound Main Street lanes. Keene Police Chief Stephen Stewart was not immediately reachable this morning for comment. City Manager Elizabeth Ferland is on vacation this week. Deputy City Manager Andy Bohannon was not immediately available for this morning for comment. Okay, so City Manager is on vacation. Deputy City Manager not responding to that. City Councilor Kat Workman said this morning she wrote to Fairland and Mayor Jay Kahn requesting an emergency city council meeting about this ICE activity, which is the thing that we just watched over there. Kahn declined to comment this morning, saying he was trying to get more information. Workman had said she previously brought concerns about ICE operating in Keene to the city in January. Okay, so they have been operating in Keene, as far as we know, since then, it sounds like. At the time, she said that she was told Keene police had it all under control, quote, and would review the memorandum of understanding it shares with other area departments, including Troy Police, which is the only one in Cheshire County that has partnered with ICE. So
we all know how memorandums of understanding go, though.
Yeah. Right. Workman said she was disgusted by the recent activity in Keene. Why is ICE using Keene city property as a staging unit? Workman said, I will not be quiet or patient about this. And yeah. Although ICE enforcement does not have supporters in the city, State Rep Jody Newell of Keene said Keene residents have made it clear to the city that they don't want the federal agency here. The vast majority do not want ICE coming into our city and detaining our neighbors. They don't want our law enforcement coordinating with ICE or our neighbors living in fear. We've made every effort to welcome immigrants into the community, and this recent activity, I'm afraid, has sadly undermined those efforts, she wrote in an email. advocate Eric Swope said the anxiety level is high in Keene area right now, even for people in the country legally. Yeah, everybody is afraid, he said, citing examples elsewhere of ICE taking people with a variety of legal statuses into custody. And that's another huge thing as well, is that they're taking people who are documented that are just not like fully legal citizens. And the reason that they're doing that is because it's a lot easier to go after people when you know where they are because they are documented. And it's a whole lot easier to bring up your numbers than to rather go after people that they say they are, like, criminals and people like, or whatever the hell. You know what I mean? Like, and so far in this whole thing, oops, like, have we once heard about a shootout between like a dangerous gang and ICE for all these super dangerous criminals that they supposedly are taking in here?
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure crime rates in New Hampshire are incredibly low. Where there's like that's one of the things that people love to talk about
I'm just talking about like
with New
nationwide
Hampshire.
as well.
Yeah, we're one of the New Hampshire has some of the lowest crime rates out of any state in the entire nation. Um, but I'll tell you something. I just sent you a link, Kyle. Um, because we were discussing. Let's just make sure we shout this out before we move on to what I sent you, though,
Yeah, no,
because
for sure.
this is
So, yeah, this is a protest going down this Saturday, August 15th, 12:30 p.m., Central Square, Keene. I'm going to be out at that. I'm going to, be covering it and going out there to talk to people and, letting them say what's on their mind about this whole situation. So, if you
I
want to,
don't know if I will be able to be over there to cover it. I really wish that I could be. People probably know that my life is a little bit fucking insane right now, and even carving out the time to do this stream has been a little
yeah.
challenging for me. But if I
Well,
will do what I can to try and be there, but if I can't, then Kyle will hold it down. We'll get footage from that, and we can
yeah,
play
no,
it next.
no pressure, but, anyone that possibly, if you can, just show up for sure.
Yeah, but I did send a link because I think it's sort of relevant to what you were saying about crimes not being solved. Like the energy that's being diverted. This is crime statistics related to domestic violence in 2024. Um, this is sort of old data, but and we can note specifically here that over the 5 year trend, it is actually going down a bit. We did have a little bit of a bump in 2022,
Yeah.
but it's been until 2024, it was slowly receding, which is good. Um, Number of incidents involving alcohol was 685. Um, and like this data is really, um, this data is pretty intense. Um, it is spousal assault, right? Um, being that high is like a lot of this stuff comes down to like um the things that happen behind closed doors, right? Inside homes with people. That's like we're not looking at a whole lot um of racial issues regarding that. Scroll down for a minute because
Mm.
this is the part that I think is most germane to what we're talking about right now.
Is that this one?
Um, one more. That's it. Yeah, one more than that. My bad. Yeah. So I want everybody to pay attention to the right side of this. Victim race is 6,189 are white people. We have black or African American at 349. American Indian or Alaska Native 5, Asian 79, Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander 1, and 184 unknown. I want to be clear that like statistically, again, New Hampshire is an incredibly white state. And so the likelihood of the offender in this scenario are not necessarily, you can scroll down a little bit further because we have the offender right there. One below that. 5,749 of those are white people. So let me ask the question. There's only 215 instances unknown. Asian 66, 492 Black or African American. Statistically speaking, here, white people are just we are the most violent right now. Period. That as a white guy.
Yeah.
I don't think the immigrant community is the problem.
No. In fact, like,
And
it's lower crime rates than like native born people. 100%.
Right.
Like, just like it doesn't add up in my just brain. Like, very simplistically, if you're here like illegally or whatever, like, are you gonna want to go out there and just like commit crimes and have the heat come down on you when you are risking deportation? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that make any sense to fucking anyone? That's what I want to know.
When you risk a speeding ticket.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and like, look, like, I work in carpentry. So, I know, I've heard from other coworkers who have interacted with crews, like there's a pretty big roofing company. There's actually a few pretty big roofing companies that operate in southern New Hampshire. And they employ a lot of Hispanic workers. And I have heard from other people that have worked with these crews. I haven't done as much adjacent work with those crews. I would love an opportunity to do so just so that I could maybe sort of have some of these side conversations with those guys. But a lot of those immigrants get really upset because they're like, dude, we tried so hard to be here. We're incredibly law abiding. Right? Like they're like anecdotal stories would tell you that they are like so infuriated with this concept of like illegal immigrants, right?
Yeah.
And first off, nobody's fucking illegal. There's no such thing as a fucking illegal human being. That's preposterous. Say somebody's illegal, to say that they're an alien is a way to create a us versus them dynamic.
As well as the fact that that crossing the border or overstaying a visa is not a crime, like in the way that people think it is. It's a misdemeanor.
Right.
It's jaywalking. It's a speeding ticket. That's not something
Right.
you get murdered or locked up in a fucking concentration camp over. I mean, we shouldn't have those camps to begin with, but that like this is the type of crime that these people are so upset about.
Right. So I just wanted to sort of like add this into the mix to help us contextualize what these police forces are being diverted from, and what those communities are actually doing, like what these marginalized communities, not white people, are actually doing. Most of them are just fucking working hard. They're actually, if they're working in the trades, what they're doing is they're correcting your fucking housing market.
Right.
Right? Like they're literally improving decrepit buildings so they're more habitable for people. Like,
and we begin with breaking news.
Like, what are we doing, guys? Like, this shit doesn't fucking add up to me.
Yeah, no. But rest assured, ICE will release body camera if they think it's in their best interests. So
lovely,
right? And this is another thing that I think people don't understand is that they want body cams. It's not like a thing of like, oh, we're gonna hold them accountable with these. Like, how has that worked out for the rest of the country so far? Police can just say like, no, we're not gonna give you that footage, or you know what I mean? Like, it's sometimes it's taken like years or like after a trial to a footage to come out of like certain incidents.
Yeah. ICE will release body camera footage video only when in the agency's best interest.
Yeah.
Like, we need to like correctly emphasize this fucking headline right here. Like,
Yeah.
so what you're saying is you guys want them so that you can cut some propaganda, right? Like
Exactly.
that's what we're talking. It's not about the public's best interest. It's about ICE's
Right.
best interest.
Yeah. They just want some stuff to make them look good, you know?
Thoughts, Matt?
I mean, I'm sure they feel like they're in an existential crisis because abolish ICE is rather scary for them. And
Yeah.
yeah, their best interest would be maintaining like their existence. So anything will be used for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate. And another thing that they're doing apparently is now just, giving taser gloves to ICE, which I guess is better than bullets, like, it's better than immediately shooting someone, but at the same time, like, I don't know, cops have tasers. Is that the first thing they reach for when, in a situation? Not a lot of the times, no. But
Well,
yeah,
I would wonder, can you shoot a gun while you have this thing on?
right.
You know,
Or are
I'm
you
sure that was
gonna
a
zap
consideration.
yourself?
So
Like,
they had this as just I'm sure they
insane.
could do both at the same time.
Insane stuff. We actually have a demonstration over here. You can check that out. Oop.
Off to the ground with these specialized gloves ICE plans to buy that pulse with electric energy.
Get on the ground.
Yes, ICE plans to spend
Yeah, well, it's so disgusting. Just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a fun little thing. Haha, yeah, tase me, huh? Like, oh my god, this actually hurts. Wow, yeah, no shit, dumbass.
millions of dollars on these, which will make it
It's not fucking tickle gloves, bro.
easier for agents to subdue people, the Associated Press reported this week. Looking at the user manual for GLOVE, or Generated Low Output Voltage Emitter, sold by a company called Compliant Technologies, it says the gloves could contribute to, quote, sudden death. It says, quote, conductive distraction.
Well, see, this is another thing, too, is that tasers also do that. Regular tasers can lead to sudden death. That shit can just stop your heart, and it's not a safe alternative either. Like, it's a less lethal option is what they call that. Is when, what they're doing can kill you, but, it might not. 50-50, who knows? We'll see.
And de-escalation devices, or CD3s, may, quote, increase the effects that can cause sudden death, including psychological changes. The manual says the gloves must, quote, come in contact with the subject's skin and are not effective through clothing or hair. Quote, no more than one pair or equivalent of GLOVE devices should be applied at one time to a single subject, the manual reads. Another page.
They seriously made an acronym out of gloves? The GLOVE devices.
Yeah, I was gonna
Real
say,
creative,
what's yours?
guys.
It's a glove. A glove's a glove.
Jesus Christ.
It's just a glove, guys. It's just a little glove.
Yeah.
Imagine getting throat grabbed with those. Yeah. And that's another thing that we know that cops do is come up and grab people by the throat. Like that's wonderful.
Page includes a diagram of the human body and says officers can, quote, grab anywhere on the body with the gloves, quote, while avoiding the head, face, throat, chest, and groin areas. If the subject resists, though, another page says to deploy the gloves, quote, as necessary. It recommends using the gloves for around 15 seconds, but as we just watched in this demo posted by Peacekeeper Products, which also sells this device, it seems that its use for a second or two already have people yelping and falling to the ground in pain. The Associated Press report was based on a Department of Homeland Security procurement record that said these gloves would be issued specifically to Homeland Security investigations and enforcement and removal operations, the part of ICE focused on deportations. Civil rights advocates expressed alarm at the planned purchase of this technology by an agency that is already widely seen as out of control and using physical force disproportionately. You can see the full manual at 404media.co.
So yeah, that's fun stuff. Like, this is literally the insane, ridiculous comic book villain dumbass shit.
Well, it's like, dude, like the military industrial complex is like our greatest fucking like uh, uh commodity contribution, like
Oh yeah,
globally. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
this is our fucking bread and butter, baby.